80. I need some stickers too. Cutting around. Oh, changed his mind. The words rolling dumpster comes to mind. Man, that truck is big and heavy. This is going to be a problem when it comes to an end. Really? And this is scary stuff. Look at that. What's he doing? I know what he's doing. All right, thank you. About time. Well, if you guys are joining us, I do appreciate the loyalty and the love, and we are following this pursuit that's still going on out here. Whoa, got a little air there. I was making comments about this vehicle. That is a pretty serious older Chevy truck. When I say older, it's probably early 2000s, but that definitely is a heavy-duty four-wheel drive. Those are some serious vehicles. If you imagine, if you will, a vehicle driving very fast on mission. There he is. But the speeds are continuing. It's multiple agencies are actually chasing this guy, and that is kind of unusual in itself. California Highway Patrol, they're on the ground. They also have a sheriffship in the air. And I actually heard earlier on that LAPD was involved in this as well. Right now, though, we got nobody behind it because of the reckless driving and high speeds, wrong side of the road, et cetera, et cetera. And it probably a pretty good call for the law enforcement. You know, I hate to say it like this, but it actually does come down to. No, we are in what's called Central City. Yeah, it's getting very close to downtown. We made our way back. We're on Main and Alameda, so yeah, southbound. I'm pretty sure we just made a southbound turn on Alameda. Nobody right now. It's still, I mean, it's sheriffship and CHP. They're working together. But nobody's behind him because of the crazy driving, and I don't blame him. I'd venture to say that that truck is everything for this person, and he's not just going to give it up. He's not going to dump this thing and go out and run. I don't know what happened to my scanner. There it is. And that's wonderful. Just a lot of static. Oh, are they making their way to downtown? Wonderful. Hey guys, something's going on. Fudge. Yeah, I think we're heading for downtown. Well, maybe not. No, we're on the wrong side. Yeah, Echo Park area. I got to wonder about that truck, too. When he makes those hard turns, he drifts quite a bit. I don't know if that's driver or, you know, human or mechanical, but something's going on with that. What was the engine that was in this thing? It was an Isuzu. What was it? No, not an Iveco. It was an Isuzu Duramax, that's what they used to call them. Well, they still call them that because that's what they are. Duramax. Well, hopefully they weren't listening to us and saying, oh, you know what, maybe we should go back and go over to the to downtown. Oh. Okay. Oh, I know exactly where we are. We're on Sunset. I don't even have to look. It's going to get hectic. Oh, we're making it southbound turn, coming through the Echo Park area. Going to go over by Butcher Block. I love Butcher Block. Oh, this is not a good place to do this stuff. I hope I hear her. I don't hear Roxia yet. I know we've had problems in the past. Okay. But I won't hear her. It sounded like a Roxia. Oh, so we're live right now. We've got a little Roxia.
Yep, it's me, Stu. We are watching this unfold.
So
let us know where you are.
Now. We've got a little bit of an IFB issue, so I can't hear Aroxia, but this pursuit is making its way through the Echo Park area. Now, this is a driver from an earlier pursuit that apparently got out of that stolen vehicle and into this pickup truck, but he seems that it didn't, I don't think they carjacked this vehicle. I think it was more of this guy or person was waiting and they swapped vehicles. It's a heavy truck. It's an older Chevy pickup truck, 2500 heavy duty, and he's in areas that are very, very crowded right now. And the decisions he's making is actually making the streets smaller and smaller. On the freeways for a little bit, was up off of Huntington Drive. You know, if you know that area up there, that's a big 4-lane road. But right now, looks like we're getting into smaller and smaller neighborhoods out here. Now we're in the Westlake area. Speeds slowed down. He was basically just kind of staying at 60 miles an hour on the wrong side of the road for a lot of that time. I can't imagine what the drivers that have had to get near this person were thinking when they have this big giant truck barreling down on them coming at them head on. Right now though, they backed off on all the vehicles that were chasing them. There is still a sheriff's ship overhead following him in the air, but all the units on the ground backed off, and I think that was a very wise move. Right now though, that truck is just, probably knows that there's a helicopter above him, but as far as any vehicles behind him, lights and sirens, none of that's going on. And hopefully, and it does seem like it is working. Well, now I'm saying it, but now he's got back onto the wrong side of the road. They just want this guy to calm down a little bit. I think that's one of the big reasons why they do that, back off on the ground and go into a tracking mode. They just want that driver to relax and just kind of drive a little bit more safe. Right now, though, as far as anybody on the ground, there are none. But is it working? You can witness it with us right now. You can see it still keeping up those speeds up here, passing other vehicles. It's getting a little bit tighter. But as far as a destination, I really don't think this driver has a point that he's going to, because he's just been making random turns, keeps this vehicle moving, hasn't made any attempt to drop it off anywhere. And I also kind of wonder, just because of the shape of the vehicle and the disarray that it may be in, I have a feeling that that vehicle, very important to that driver. So I don't think that they're just going to abandon that vehicle and just run off like we've seen in the past. Right now, though, the pursuit's continuing. Is it a pursuit? It's more of a following, but that driver definitely running from the demons right now in his mind, because that reckless driving continues, high speeds, wrong side of the road, and of course, civilians all around him. This is getting very dangerous, and I have a funny feeling that this one might not end very well.
So Stu, you cannot hear us, but I'm going to try to set some of the scene here. Oh, okay, can you hear me now, Stu? Okay, I guess you cannot. So we are following this. It is a white pickup truck. It looks like a work truck, but it sounds like the driver, this individual, got into this truck at a later time because originally he was in a black SUV and there was a dog inside of that SUV. A passenger and the dog bailed. The SUV was parked in an encampment, and then this driver got into a white pickup truck, which you're seeing right there down below. And it sounds like, from what I understand, that perhaps this truck was there to help this individual out. They came to meet him, so he had another getaway vehicle. So we're still kind of trying to figure all this out. What matters, though, is how dangerous this person is driving on those streets. You see it is crowded, it is busy. Obviously, there are pedestrians who come and go, right? And this person is driving recklessly, Stu. We've been watching this, and it really is making us nervous. And I can see why you're saying, you know, the police and the deputies chose to back off a little bit, and it's now in tracking mode. This is what we call it when they give this individual some space because he seems to be aggravated, and say that they don't want to make the situation more intense than it has to be.
Definitely, and that's one of the reasons why they back off when they. I'm sorry, wrong button there. This is the reason why they back off on these when they do these chases, is because they want to basically let that driver kind of settle down a little bit and hopefully not have that feeling that they're being chased. Right now, we're kind of trying to move Skyfox over a little bit. I have a feeling he's on 7th Street or Western. Yeah, I'm sorry, Wilshire. I just saw him making his way down that way between those two buildings. If he makes a turn onto one of the other streets, north or southbound, we're not going to be able to see him right now. We got to move Skyfox a little bit closer to downtown, making his way over to the buildings. I'm going to stay a little bit wider, and I'm trying to listen in on this on the scanner as well, but we've got everything stacked against us today up here in Skybox, but we're doing what we can, and we're going to make every effort to stay with it.
Okay, so I was trying, when you couldn't hear me, I was trying to kind of set the scene as to what we know so far with information we've been given. If I understand correctly, this is the white pickup truck that this person got into. Originally, he started in a different vehicle, correct?
Hope is a north-south. Yes, this is eastbound Holt, southbound Grand. Right now, I'm kind of trying to make my way to get a little bit closer to figure out exactly where this is.
Take your time.
Southbound on Grand, so that's Grand right there. So I'm keeping an eye on that. Eastbound 7th from Grand, so that means he's got to be right under us. He's right there. Because that's 7th Street and Grand. I do not see that pickup truck, but that is the northbound Olive. Let's see. That would be the Hope right there. Is that him? Are we sure that's him?
I think so. I think that is the vehicle.
That's not him.
No?
That's not him. Unless I'm looking at the wrong car.
It looks like the vehicle to me, but I could be wrong. I know that white pickup truck had a bunch of stuff in the trunk, so.
Yeah, this one.
Not that one.
This one does as well, but I'm telling you that wasn't the same pickup truck. This one is actually kind of pulling. That's not it either. So yeah, we're going to try to keep an eye on it, see if we can find it. I knew if they made their way over here to the downtown area, it would become a lot more difficult, especially to follow it. And I'm trying to listen in and see if maybe one of the sheriff's ship and or the California Highway Patrol airplane that's out here as well could maybe give out some calls and figure out where this thing's at.
Okay, well, we'll let you try to figure that out. So I'll just give folks some of the information we have. Again, it is quite limited, but possible stolen car. This is how it all began, just after 1 o'clock, and the individual exited Santa Fe off-ramp there from the 10. The driver, a passenger, and a dog, right? And so it appears that the driver kind of left the dog in the black SUV, parked it at an embankment and then got into this white pickup vehicle. Looks like some kind of a work vehicle, utility type of vehicle, and took off. And so very limited information at this point now in downtown, which makes it more difficult to obviously follow and track. Police, sheriff's deputies, they've also gone into what we call tracking mode when we cover these pursuits, meaning that they're not actively going after the individual. They're giving that individual some space. The concern is that the person gets aggravated, and that intensifies things and makes it more dangerous for the innocent pedestrians and drivers down below. Obviously, people have no idea what's going on, and they're just going about their daily lives and business. And if you have someone in a pursuit type of situation and they're driving recklessly, that puts their lives in danger. And so for that reason, you'll see often law enforcement back up a little bit. And what happens, though, is sometimes something like this happens where they are able to get away, maybe not for long, but it looks like at this point we don't see that white pickup down below.
We don't see that white pickup truck at all. And of course, I've been listening. I believe that he has actually kind of given the slip. Hang on Olive and 4th and 3rd. So he's basically on Olive, apparently near 4th and 3rd. That's what I'm hearing right now from law enforcement. So we're going to make an effort to make our way over there, which isn't that far from us. And so there's Olive. You can clearly see that. And 4th and 3rd is going to be just a little bit farther to the south between the buildings. I wonder if that's that same pickup truck that we saw that they thought was the one from earlier, but it didn't. Unless they replaced the rear window, I don't think that was it. We're going to take a peek, see what we can see down there. But as of now, the law enforcement, they're making calls to their ground units, but we have not yet seen that vehicle come out. Oh, that's what they're talking about. It's underneath the, it's all making sense now. That's that area that goes underneath there by the hotel. So maybe that's what they're hearing. That's the last location they saw that vehicle, drove into that tunnel right there. There's a couple of ways they could go. If anybody knows that area, you know that you can, there's like three ways to go in and out of that area right there. So maybe that's what happened, or possibly they parked in there and then got out and walked. But I don't think that driver was going to give up that vehicle.
Well, that was the concern, right? When this individual went into the downtown area, it just becomes more challenging as we try to keep up and track the getaway vehicle.
Most definitely. The problem is that safety is always the biggest concern, and nobody wants to have any of the kind of problems up here. So we all have to work together. And then when you're in the downtown area, the only way you can really follow things is if you are looking almost straight down, because of the buildings will eclipse things. And you saw it happen as it made its way there off of 7th Street this afternoon, when we kind of lost that eyes on that pickup truck. But it's not just us. It's everybody, the law enforcement as well. And right now, I'm listening, and they are trying to get updates and maybe even get a unit down there to drive through that tunnel. But I have yet to see any black and whites in the area, and we're definitely trying to listen to the CHP and also LAPD, because right now they're going to be the ones that they're going to lean on to get a unit over there to see what they can find in that tunnel.
Okay. All right. Well, sometimes people say, how often do suspects get away in a pursuit situation? You've covered so many in your career, and we cover them often, and sometimes that does happen. We'll wait and see what happens in this case, but we will let you go, Stu. Thank you to you and the crew up there. And, if anything develops, we'll jump right back on. In the meantime, we're going to connect you back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Yes.
All right, where do you want to go?
One day.